Today, I will be ranking every task on the scale, depending on how easy they are to complete, how satisfying they are to complete, and how safe you are while doing them. With that out of the way, let's dive right in. The first task I will rank is the card swipe task. This task is the most iconic task in all of Among Us without a doubt. It's super satisfying, very safe, and very easy. Speaking of easy things, this task gets an easiest tier. It meets all the expectations that I have set. The next task is upload data in cafeteria. This task is pretty safe, being in a very high traffic area. Unless you are alone in cafeteria, this is an easy task to complete, but is also pretty annoying to do. Because you are put in a corner, this task gets a B tier. Not the best, but not the worst either. The next task is empty garbage, which is in cafeteria. This is actually a visual task, which gives it a slight boost in the ranking. Even if it wasn't a visual task, I would probably still give it an A tier. There's nothing special about it, but it feels good to do. The next task is in communications, being upload data. It's in a very dangerous spot, being in an area where there's only one way out, and also not having much interest besides succumb sabotage. I'm giving this one a C tier. The only way to not die is either to be with someone or to do when the round begins. The other communications task is diver power, which starts at electrical. I would put this down a lot because it's in 2 death trap rooms, but you only stay in there for a maximum of 3 seconds each. I'm giving this a C tier for being in some death traps, but above upload data in communications. The first task in electrical is calibrate distributor. This task is actually very fun to do as long as you do it fast to not die. The NR fee that makes it slow down every loop makes this task balanced because it's in electrical. B tier because it's acceptable. The next task is the scariest task in the game. It's upload data in electrical. When you do this task, you are basically flipping a coin with your life on one side and death on the other. Either you get killed mercilessly or survive. This gets a deter. No explanation needed. The next task is in the engines, being a line engine output. It's a very simple task at its core, and that's all it is. Low chance of dying, it gets an A tier. The next 2 tasks are diver power tasks, being upper and lower engines diver power. If you couldn't figure it out, you illiterate piece of shit. Sorry about that. Now let's get back to the point. These 2 tasks are pretty easy, but because lower engine is closer to electrical than upper engine, lower engine gets an A tier, but upper engine gets a B tier. This task is probably the actual best task in the game design and play-wise. It's a visual task, very cool, and can clear you even when visuals are turned off. I think it's really cool to have a task like this, where it's possible to fake it as imposter if visuals are off, and get cleared. Automatic is tier above card swipe, even if it's not the safest. With medbay scan being such a hype, inspect sample is kind of a letdown. All this task does is require you to press 2 buttons. The things it says are kind of funny, but let's be real, you aren't seeing those deter. The next few tasks will be in navigation. The first one I will talk about is chart course. It's a very simple task. You just drag the scale to the end. Very simple, I like it. A tier. Next task is stabilize steering. This is actually the easiest task in Among Us. You click the center of the menu. That's it. A tier. This task is upload data in navigation. This task actually carries some risk because you're on the complete opposite side of a potential reactor sabotage for a while. C tier. Divert power and navigation is fine. It's above event, which adds some significant risk, but it's okay. Definition of a B tier. The first task in O2 is clean O2 filter. It is genuinely. the most satisfying task in Among Us. If you see a list of all satisfying tasks, expect this to be at the top, a tier. This next task here, Sonny Boy, is empty chute. It functions exactly the same as empty garbage, so I'm just gonna give it an app tier. It gets more points in my heart because I love it. Do you even remember that this task exists? Divert Power NO2 is just the most forgettable piece of shit ever. Take your B tier and go away. So we can all agree that Start Reactor is the worst task. Nothing about this task is easy, satisfying, or safe. Actually, the most disgusting task. Start Reactor is similar to Open Safe, but at least this task is possible to do. Tangent over to tier. Before I say anything about this task, look at this speed run of it. That is exactly why I love this task. Now, it is next to Event, so I have to take some credit off. Even with that, this task is goated. It's my personal favorite task. That's tier, but it's a little biased, so pretend it's at the top of a tier. That was a long tangent, but the next task is Divert Power in Security. Mid-task, but if you're an engineer, this task is really fast. I tier. The next task is Prime Shields In. Sorry, I don't know what happened. On to the ranking. This task gets a B tier. It puts you into this corner next to Event. I don't care if it's short, it gets a B. The other task in is Divert Power. It's very simple. C tier, I don't care anymore. Can we agree that this task can suck ass because it takes forever to finish it? It starts in storage, goes to upper engine, goes back to storage, then goes to lower engine. D tier immediately. The final 5. I'm so glad you made it this far. The first of the 5 is Clear Asteroids. It's good. I cannot deny that it is good. It's fun to do, so it gets an S tier. Now the 2 slackers. Upload data in weapons isn't that bad, but it's still an upload data task, so it gets a B tier. Divert power to weapons isn't bad at all. Sure, it's a long way from electrical, but it still gets an A tier. Final 2 tasks. The second to last one is Clean Vent, a very funny task. It can pull anyone in the vent out of it. It can help you clear yourself, and is also a task that imposters can fake. There, I'm Miralovin it. The final task is Fix Wiring. This task may seem simple on the inside. It's actually a complex system that uses advanced trigonometry and uses psychological abilities to place the wires in specific spots to make crewmates stressful of imposters. The math behind it is some pretty complex stuff. If you aren't ready for this kind of stuff, I was going to keep talking, but the task is already finished, I guess. Deter. Goodbye.